Welcome back to the channel, folks. Here I am in Los Angeles, California. It's the American Road Trip 2025. On day 2 here in LA at the moment, staying in Los Angeles. I'm on the trip with my mate Steve, who I've known since school. So we're 2 days into the trip. First day was interesting. The day before we were due to fly out, Qantas cancelled the flight on us again. It was the second time they've done it. We were originally meant to fly direct from Brisbane to LA, but then they changed it to Brisbane to Melbourne, Melbourne to LA, and then the day before we flew out, they changed it again, Brisbane to Auckland, and then Auckland to LA. So it was a bit annoying, but there was a silver lining there, and it meant that we could arrive in LA just after midday. I think by the time we left the airport, it was like 2 or 3 o'clock. So that allowed us to see a few of the sites around Hollywood, including the Walk of Fame. But yeah, look, the flight over was alright. We flew Qantas the first leg, and then the second leg was with Air New Zealand, and Air New Zealand's definitely better. I'm really over Qantas. But yeah, it was a good flight. There was a bit of downtime at Auckland Airport as well, but Auckland Airport was actually really nice. We were there for about 4 hours before we had to fly out, get to the States, go through customs, do all that stuff. We got to Hollywood mid-afternoon. We were able to check in straight away. We're at Lowe's Hollywood Hotel at the moment. You can see the Roosevelt Hotel behind me right there. So it's really central location. It's right in the middle of Hollywood. Literally a stone's throw from the Walk of Fame. Really good spot. Hotel is decent. I mean, it's not 5-star or anything, but it's decent. We've got 2 queen beds here, so yeah, it's pretty comfortable. But yeah, we just looked around different sites, like, you know, the Top Chinese Theatre, Walk of Fame, as I said, Madame Tussauds, and just all the other places around there. And dinner was Taco Bell. There'll be a lot of Mexican being consumed this trip. So day 2 saw us go on a 5-hour tour of Hollywood. We had Talib as our driver. And if you know, you know. But he was really cool. He was a knowledgeable guy. We saw like a lot of different sites, and I'll show you that in a sec. But the main stops we had were Santa Monica Pier. Then there was the Grove Farmers Market. That was lunch, where we had Trejo's Tacos. The final stop was at the Griffith Observatory. So it was a good tour. You got to see pretty much the main places you wanted to see, and there was enough time where you could take photos and videos. So I'll show you some of that tour now. So after the tour, we got back to the hotel and went across to Ripley's Believe It or Not. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. Probably not as good as I thought it would be, but it was still cool all the same. So I got to see some pretty interesting stuff there. I'll show you a bit of that vision now. Oh, my penny. Hey there, little Tommy. After Ripley's, believe it or not, we went to In-N-Out Burger for dinner. Oh, and Steve-O's walked through the door. Steve rated his burger, the double-double, what, 8 out of 10?
8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10. I was a bit more harsh with my score. I went 7 out of 10. I think it could be a little bit better. Bit overrated if you ask me. But anyway, after that, we've walked back to the hotel, about to hit the hay, get ready for day 3. Another 2 days in LA before we head to Vegas. Alright, well, that was day 1 and day 2. Now, I'm at the end of day 4. It's been a busy last couple of days. Days 3 and 4 were some big walking days. Day 3, caught the LA Metro to Santa Monica Beach. That involved 2 stops, had to catch the red line and then the yellow line, I think. Switching over to one station. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. It was actually quite straightforward and quite cheap as well compared to getting there another way. It's like $1.75 for one trip, so it was pretty good value. Once we got down to Santa Monica Beach, we went to the pier again like we did on day 2 with the tour. However, this time obviously we had a bit more time to look around. Because we'd seen it the day before, didn't really need to see a whole lot more. And so we'd made the walk down to Venice Beach Boardwalk. Now this was a lot longer walk than I thought it might be. I knew it would be a long walk, but I didn't think it'd be that long. Some pretty interesting characters down that way, that's for sure. And walked down pretty much down to the skate park and just a bit further than that. And then decided just to turn around and come back the other way. It wasn't the greatest day on day 3. It was just a lot of misty rain around. Nothing like too heavy or anything like we get back home in Australia. Once we got back to the metro station, had to do the same thing again. Once again, some interesting characters on the train. I think they've had too much fentanyl. Scourge of society. Came back home and had Taco Bell again for dinner. For something different. It's a solid choice. All in all for day 3, I reckon probably walked about 12k. My feet were pretty aching by the end of it. Almost getting blisters, which moves me on to day 4. So day 4 was Universal Studios, so it was an early start, catching the metro again, only 1 stop this time. 1 stop up the red line, then caught the shuttle in, which you kind of have to do, otherwise you're going to walk another K when you don't really need to walk another K. Got there, early before opening. Decided to go to the lower lot first because I knew those rides would be more popular than others. So the first one we went on was the Mario Kart ride, which was, pretty cool. Probably one of the top rides there, really interactive. It's sort of hard to explain. That was really cool. Ended up doing that twice, went back there later in the day. Then we did the Jurassic World ride, got a bit wet there, which wasn't ideal because it was still quite early in the morning, so it was quite cool. Universal Studios was great, can't fault it. So I got a list here of the rides that I went on. Mario Kart twice, Jurassic World twice, went on the studio tour twice. Thought the first tour we went on the morning was better. The guide there was a lot more knowledgeable, but within that studio tour you get to do like the King Kong 3D 360 experience, which is really cool. And you get to see a lot of sort of like backlot stuff. They were filming stuff, but you can't really see it because they board it up. Top secret. The Simpsons ride, the Mummy ride, both Harry Potter rides, the Waterworld attraction, and I quickly went on the Kung Fu Panda ride, which was just average at best. For lunch at Universal Studios, went to the Cletus's chicken barn. I think I've butchered the name there, but that was within the little Simpsons Springfield area. I got myself a chicken sandwich, which is essentially just a chicken burger, chips, and Buzz Cola. Didn't taste too bad. Apparently it's sugar-free, but it's probably full of other crap in it anyway. It was definitely the right call to do those sort of lower lot attractions first, because once we'd done them, they started to fill up quite quickly, and there was definitely no need for one of those universal fast passes. If you time your run well there, you really don't need to get one, but I can see how some people might like them. So I'll just give you a bit of a montage again about how day 4 went.
So, yeah, look, there's lights.
This is the final night for the first leg in LA, but tomorrow's all about the road trip to Vegas, baby, and I'm gonna hire a car and go visit some movie locations and spots along the way, which we've sort of identified ourselves, which is kind of going in the direction of Vegas, so not too far out of the way. It'll be interesting driving. Steve's going to take on sort of the first little bit and I'll navigate. And there, as you can see, 2 very jam-packed days last couple of days. It's been 4 days here in LA so far. Got plenty of stuff ticked off, but it's been good. It's been enjoyable. Tomorrow will be another adventure. That's all I'm going to do for this leg, for this particular video. So this will just cover the first leg of the trip, the Los Angeles leg. The next video you see will be the LA to Las Vegas and staying in Las Vegas. We're in Las Vegas for 4 nights. Looking forward to that. Until then, we'll catch you in that video. See ya.